This is Thriller Night. You're fighting for your life inside a killer thriller. Hey, boils and ghouls, it is Josh Reviews, and ladies and gentlemen, you know what time of the month it is. That has an alternate meaning, and I apologize. So, anyways, guys, Halloween month. Not my favorite season, but close. This is the time of the year where I review a bunch of spooky related movies, and today is no exception. Scarecrow. So I typically like to start off the month with reviewing a sci-fi original Halloween horror movie type-esque. So I picked Scarecrow. I reviewed it in 2017, but honest to God, I didn't remember a thing about it. And the only thing I remembered was that I thought it was okay. But I wanted to revisit it because I associate Scarecrows with Halloween. I think that they are like a titular, what's the word I'm trying to find here? They're like a titular, you associate Scarecrows with Halloween typically. And I thought that, I remember watching this in 2017. It was an interesting take on like the Scarecrow thing, or subgenre of movies where it's like, killer Scarecrow. But this one's more of a creature. So this movie is about a bunch of kids who get detention, are forced to kind of do like this thing. They're supposed to like help out, and their punishment is that they have to help a girl move a scarecrow off the farm for like the Scarecrow Festival or whatever. It takes place in October. It's not specifically a Halloween movie, but it takes place during the fall. So I associate it with it. But of course, when they get there, the one girl who owns the farmhouse, the Scarecrow comes alive and starts killing them. And then they find out that there is some stuff underneath the surface that they weren't aware about. What the hell is the car doing in the background? Come on now. So that's the plot. But I'm going to be honest. What little plot this movie has, okay, so I've been watching these sci-fi original Halloween movies for quite some time now, and some of them have been pretty fun. Truth or Dare I really liked, surprisingly. Well, most people disregard that. I liked it. It was fun. Never Knock was decent. On the Night Before Halloween was surprisingly really good. I really liked that story. What was the other one I watched? It was Grave Halloween. That one was decent. The Hollow was okay. This one is probably the weaker out of the bunch. Oh, and of course I can't forget The House and the Witch, but that one is easily the worst. But this one comes close. It's not, actually I don't know if I'd say comes close, because it's not nearly on that level. House of the Witch was really disappointing, and maybe I'll rewatch it to kind of see if my opinions change, because it's been like, 5 years now? But this one, oh man. Okay. So, I love me some good Scarecrow horror movies. I love Scarecrows related stuff. But fuck, they don't do anything with the concept. I mean, besides the whole like theme and aesthetic, they don't do shit with the Scarecrow. The Scarecrow is more like a creature in this movie, which is cool. The idea and concept is awesome. And I love the design of the Scarecrow. But most of the time, they don't really do anything with him. He's just kind of this Groot-like tree monster. Acts more like a tree monster than a Scarecrow. Honestly, what kind of surprises me is this is the same director as The Hollow. And I just now put two and two together that both creature designs are very similar. It was almost like he made Scarecrow and was like, I'm not happy with this, so he made The Hollow as kind of like what he really wanted to make it. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. There was just something about the idea that felt wasted, but It screamed wasted potential. My whole thing with this movie is that it's pretty boring. A lot of the stuff that happens is very repetitive. The first 20 minutes, I don't even want to say are the best part, but are the most interesting. Because the first 20 minutes we get introduced to our characters. And they're fine. I recognize like two of the actors. One of them, who was in Final Destination Bloodlines, is in there for about like 10 minutes, and then he's the first one to die. He dies completely off screen, which was very weird. His girlfriend dies really quick as well. And I love movies that just jump straight into the story. But my whole thing is, I didn't care about a single one of these characters. Now, I want to point something out. The actors are giving it their all. For a TV sci-fi original movie, the acting is pretty good. I actually think the acting is really good for this type of movie and this quality. But man, like, the actors are giving it they're giving it their all for a movie that literally could care less about like writing character development, because I didn't care about a single one of these characters. They weren't like awful or like, oh my gosh, I want to see them die, but I was just like, man, I don't care. Like, I don't care about this story. They get trapped on the farm, but I'm thinking in my head so many ways they could get out, and they constantly are making, I don't want to say dumb choices, but choices that are just kind of like, I don't know if that was the right one, but okay. This movie has a very, very like, this movie has like a very, but this movie has a very just kind of like rinse and repeat story. Like, characters will move from one location to another and they won't do anything. There will be scenes where characters are like, you know, there's a scene towards the end where the main girl has an axe and they're trying to build suspense, but really what it comes across is padding, because she's holding the axe and she's like looking around the halls, and for 5 minutes straight, nothing happens. She's just wandering the halls, and I'm just like, bro, can we pick up the pace? This is boring. I actually ended up skipping a few seconds because I was like, bro, get to the point. Like, nothing's happening. Nothing happens in this movie. It's all just set up for cool, interesting kills with the Scarecrow, and then it never reaches its full potential. Like, there's setups to some really cool kills. There's one kill where a girl gets dragged by the Scarecrow as the Scarecrow's being pulled into like this shredder, and the kill is completely off screen, and you don't even really get to see the aftermath. So I was like, what was the point of setting that up? It was literally just to kill off the character. Characters will die, and the characters will just like completely like brush aside the fact that they just witnessed their friends die. It's like, she's dead, we got to keep going. It's like, excuse me, someone just died? Can we like process this? That goes back to what I was saying about the beginning. Whereas like the first 20 minutes, like the first 15 minutes, you get introduced to these characters, but they're so generic and bland, you don't really get attached to any of them, and then you just jump straight into the plot, and it just kind of feels like they're moving from one location to another, but the story isn't progressing. It really just feels like a rinse and repeat sort of thing, and I got bored really quickly. Now, full disclosure, this isn't an awful movie. Again, the actors are giving it their all for, you know, the type of movie that they're in. The effects surprisingly look better than you'd expect for this type of movie. I mean, it's a sci-fi original, so, but it surprisingly looked pretty decent. My big issue is that this movie, is like a harvest fall Scarecrow movie. It takes place on the farm for like maybe 30, 40 minutes. And then after that, they're just like in bland, generic woods, countryside hills. They're not like in the farm. It just gets really boring. The movie's very boring to look at. A lot of scenes just look similar. This is the most meh sci-fi original movie I think I've seen, which I'm very disappointed to say, because I love Scarecrows. I love like Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. It's one of my favorites. Scarecrows is a movie I'm going to be taking a look at later, and later this month. And Dark Harvest is dumb fun. Husk is one of my favorites. This is just like, man, what a letdown. I'm going to go ahead and give this movie a C-. I could give it a D+, but I'm being a little generous. It's not awful. You could watch this and get some entertainment, but it's really nothing to write home about. But anyways, guys, Halloween, October, we're starting again. Wow! Wow! I'll see you guys next time.